Yo ho ho! What's going on, guys? This is Grim Reaper bringing you the next portion, part 2 of the High Dragons. As you already know, in the first part, we talked about the actual disaster level monsters in the series, the mysterious beings going from Melzigard all the way to Goketsu. And today, we're going to be talking about the hero side, individuals whose power level rivals those who are high dragons themselves. Now, I believe we have everybody that's on the list here. There are some more controversial individuals who may, in current day, for example, like Genos, he's not going to be on this list because we haven't seen how powerful he is in current day, but we are expecting him to be high dragon. That being said, like the video, subscribe. If you want to support us in a different way as well, check out our Patreon, the link in the description below. And if you want to discuss with us, One Punch Man, this video, or any questions that you have, or with myself in general, go to Discord. The link is also in the description below. Well, let's get into it. Alright, so let's first talk about... Well, you guys already know, this is not going to be an in-order list. But with that being said, let me drop it first with Darkshine. Now, in part 1 of this video series, we made some comparisons with Goro and Darkshine. And basically we established that we wanted to see more from Darkshine's presentation. Now, the reason why I said that is because not only because of the hype that we had from like the community and individuals, maybe even webcomic readers, in terms of like his power level and his strength, but Murata and One themselves in the manga have done a pretty good job of selling like the hype for Darkshine. Like just him being so pompous and just like not even pompous, just confident, and like he's showing it. He's effortlessly showing his power all the time. At least when we hadn't seen him fight yet. And then we actually do get to the confrontation with Darkshine, and he's casually dealing with Goro. Now, don't get me wrong. The end of the fight, we'll get to it, and I'll make an addendum to that statement of casually. But at the beginning of the fight, where he's just sitting there, just tanking hits like this, that's pretty crazy. This is a dragon level Goro. This is pretty dangerous, no matter who you are. Sitch himself said that the next time Goro has an incident, he's getting a dragon declaration. Just back in the meeting or whatever. Giro already said that you're a dragon. Like, I don't think there are very many dragons that I would just let hit me like that. Like, no matter which hero that I am. I don't even think, like... Let me not go that far and say, like, Saitama, but, like, Blast probably wouldn't let a dragon try and just hit him casually like that, but Darkshine just tanked it. So to be clear, this is why I still have hope for Darkshine. This is why I think he's still a high dragon. I don't think we've seen the potential of his durability yet. Not in terms of, like, we haven't seen an attack strong enough to knock him down or, like, to affect him, but, like, he's still fine. Like, that bothered me so much. Like, he flipped back up when Goro stopped and was fine. He just whimpered back up. He flew up into the ball that Tatsumaki made of Psychic Shield or whatever, and just started pouting. Like, he wasn't worried like that. He was even capable enough of saying, hey, watch out, Goro. If you don't get out, you're going to die. Like, it's dangerous and shit like that. Like, a person who's gravely injured doesn't have the ability to just, like, that like, easily, like, try and say, like, come on, bro. Like, no, like, it's crazy to not only have Goro be able to derive the Dragon Fist technique, not even seeing them do it, he derived it, using both the Water Stream and the Whirlwind together on him. After just hitting him with a barrage of attacks, he did that to him. And before that, he flipped him 3 or 4 times, deflecting those attacks, flying around him. Goro was handling the fight after a while, in the second portion of the fight. But he just flipped back up. That's not... You cannot ignore that. You can't ignore that. No matter how trash the Super Alloy Bazooka was, or the double Super Alloy Bazooka was, in terms of, like, aesthetically, besides the pulverization in the first one with the class, I wish it would have happened in chapter, but it was cool to see that in the cover page. Besides that, though, like, they weren't... I didn't care. Like, it was like, I had to, like, if I have to derive it myself, instead of you depicting it, then it takes away from it. That's why Murata's so great, because he almost never does that. But, like, sometimes you get little flashes in between there, but it's storytelling. It's to get a different point, and it's used in different methods all the time. Maybe it's to fluff a different event in a fight. Maybe it's to take your attention away from something else like that. One does an amazing job with storytelling. So that's why, like, whenever you do see certain things like that, maybe like off screens of portions like or fights like or something like that, it's for a reason. Like the whole Atomic example. The reason why Atomic is probably the fastest agility wise in the series with attack speed, besides Boros and in Saitama. Like when he took out Rhino Wrestler, there was a panel interruption there on purpose. Like that was off screen. Like that's one using that storytelling technique to depict that. Like, hey man, these S class are pretty freaking powerful. You haven't even seen anything yet. Setting it up for what was going on. And then we immediately, just to be fair, we immediately got an example of Flash as well. Being very, very quick and taking out monsters. Like, those are storytelling techniques. But I still don't see the connection for Darkshine. Like, the only thing that I can think of is the fact that, like, he's going to be relevant later on, or he's going to have this conversation later on, or his story arc is going to be based on just this alone. And he's this strong while not truly having experienced true fear. How strong is he going to be after that? Let's keep it pushing, though. Next up on the list, we have Flashy Flash. As for mentioned, Flashy Flash has gotten favorable presentation from One and Murata, and several different storytelling techniques have iconically been used, and especially in Flashy Flash's case. The biggest example, the biggest feat that we have for him in the series so far is him being able to take down the two ninjas, Gale and Hellfire, in a very, very small amount of time. Now, granted, there were some breaks in between the fight where they were talking, but the final sequences happened in seconds time period, to the fact that we could still see the rubble from their previous movements. When they first started moving before the final sequence, the rubble that they had caused to fall down and move everywhere and all that stuff, it had just started to fall back down. From going up and coming back down. Gaining momentum, and then when the momentum's gone, falling down because of gravity. It started falling down because of gravity by the time Flashy had finished killing them. Craziness. Crazy speed depiction. Amazing. Murata was like... And it caught us off guard. Because in the first read-through and the reaction, if you guys want to take it now, chapter 94, the reaction for that, or 95, one of the two, 95, 96, or 94. I think it's one of those three. I didn't see it in the reaction. It was in the podcast and in the review that I was able, or just a podcast, that after speculation and talking with others, that I saw it. Then I reread and, oh God, yo! So it was badass. It still remains to be one of the better fights in the series, if not top 10 fights in the series, because of that alone. Not to mention the cool aesthetics of the ninja. Flashy Flash looks badass himself, and just to see them going all out and still pushing each other while throwing like pretty like entertaining banter amongst each other and releasing information as well. The Flashy Flash fight was really, really good. Flashy Flash's speed is the main factor. Now we talk about in contrast to Atomic Samurai, who may have the fastest agility, the fastest movement speed, is without question, maybe not without question, Tatsumaki brings up one or two questions, but by and by, it seems to be Flashy Flash. That trait is indomitable in battle. We're talking about straight line movement speed, just like Awakened Cockroach is doing. Awakened Cockroach was really agile as well, but I'm confident Flashy Flash would be able to outrun the F out of Cockroach and most other opponents as well. As Cockroach is pretty fast for a demon, he can pretty much compete with a few dragons in speed and agility. I'm not gonna say other things like that. He can't fight them and he'll probably lose quickly, but he has that trait that's pretty powerful. Flashy Flash is the pinnacle of that trait. To be able to fly around from point A to point B, deliver a single slash with a Flashy Slash, that's pretty powerful. That's badass. It's like a sniper assassin with the assassin coming with the bullet. It's a badass technique. The ninja aesthetic is cool. People don't realize Flashy Flash is physically strong, and these are the parts that, like, at all the trash that I talk about Flashy Flash and how he loses his blade. Now we'll talk about that, him losing his blade. But both the heavy Flashy Slash and how he managed to parry every single one of Hellfire's, I forgot the attack was, but he did he set his blade on fire and he did like a whole Gatling of slashes that ended up tearing down the bottom of the bridge. Flashy Flash parried every single one of those hits. Those are pretty powerful slashes too. And in Hellfire, he's a dragon. Individually, he's a dragon. And the heavy Flashy Slash itself managed to crack Hellfire's blade. I believe there was some information mentioned that, like, I think Flashy was taking some strategy to do that on purpose. So he may have put like some wear and tear on the blade beforehand or through combat in order to position himself to do that. I'll reread and clarify that. And if you guys have any information on that in the comment section, drop that down. But Flashy Flash's speed in tandem with his tactical skill that he has competent strength for makes him really, really, really dangerous. So he can fight pretty strong people or people who have high traits in other categories. It allows him to fight them. We have to, just like we talked about before, we're going to be fair here. Just like psychic powers are an uneven advantage in a trait comparison. If you have psychic powers, you can do a lot more off base than a guy that just has just super strength or super durability or whatever. Those are great traits in categories themselves, but this category has a wider range of effect or of influence. Speed is next. Maybe intelligence can be before that, sure, agility and shit like that. Speed is up there in all instances. Speed is weight here in One Piece. In boxing too, they tell you to be light on your feet quick. Or you know already how it is. If you have speed and endurance, probably pretty much endurance. To me, it's endurance. Personally, if you're talking about real world outside of One Piece, or excuse me, outside of One Punch, it's endurance. Endurance is the most important thing you can have. It doesn't matter how hard you punch. It doesn't matter how fast you punch. If you are out and gassed in the fight in 30 seconds, the first 2 minutes of the fight, it doesn't matter. You're going to be on your ground with your neck cracked. 8 or whatever. Humans are known to be incredible for stamina. That's why we survive so long. That's why we're able to hunt so well, because we can run for fucking miles on end at a certain speed and maintain that shit. Most animals can't do that. Most animals don't have that stamina. We're them niggas for that stamina and shit, bro. And our intelligence to handle them. And that's what you have to do. Be intelligent, be able to fight for a long time, and you'll eventually win. But if you can do it quickly, that shit works too, bro. The element of surprise. So Flashy Flash has a great advantage. Next we have Bomb. Now, Bomb. Oh, hold on 1 second. Let me drop the link real fast. You guys already know. It's in the link in the description below if y'all wanna join the Discord, and if you want to support on Patreon as well. Let me post this in King thing, and then let's ride on. No, Bo. All right. So let's continue with Bomb. Now, Bomb hasn't gotten a full display yet. This isn't necessarily like debilitating for him, but it doesn't like push him to the point where I can start to hype him up the same way I would hype up his brother. We did get outside information saying that Bomb may be stronger of the two brothers, I think from Murata. But it's a conversation to be had. Bang is obviously the more relevant one in the story. He's the one that was introduced. He's the S-class hero, and he's the closer of the two to the main cast. So he's going to have more prominent events and more prominent presentations, but it's not like, in comparison directly, that Bomb's technique couldn't be more effective. It's cutting. It's literally cutting. It's literally cutting. He can deflect just the same way. We saw that. He deflected lightning too. Bomb is probably stronger than Bang. Probably. We just haven't seen him put out like when Bang went in up against Goro, bro, that was really one of the few times where he really cut loose. I think that was the only time where he cut loose. Besides up against Melzagard, but we didn't get to see like Bang didn't get that many presentations against Melzagard because there were that many heroes, and we were also flashing between the atomic fight. But when Bang was in there, he was deflecting attacks pretty prominently. He was delivering heavy attacks, sending Melzagard flying. Imagine just being cut, bro. Like, imagine throwing a punch and then your arm just slices in half, bro. Like, what? That's crazy, bro. The whirlwind is like, it's dangerous. It's like fighting a blade user. It's like fighting a blade user, but like more tactical, because it's his hand. It's his hand to hand, bro. He's gonna be more agile. He can get in between low, deflect your punch or whatever, deflect your kick, and then throw another jab or whatever, and then he just cuts your leg off. Like, that's crazy. The whirlwind is pretty goddamn strong. And if he's gonna be measured up against this guy, like up against Bang, it was together that they do the Nova attack, or the Sky Nova, yeah. The supernova. I forget what the name of the technique was, but the Sky Aura, the super Aura, Sky Aura, something like that. It was that technique with Bang together, with Bomb together, them two, that was able to fucking help EC molt off that skin, bro. And that shit was dope as hell, bro. Hell. Like, it's Bomb, honestly, because I haven't seen more of him, is the only reason why I don't like him better than Bang. And I loved when Bang he slammed Goro down, and then like he just came down from the sky, just hit him. Goro blocked him, and then he just went to just teasing him, bro. Just teasing his bro. That showed me like Bang ain't no joke, bro. Bang ain't no joke, bro. When he gets serious, bro, he come with them things, and he's not letting up, bro. Bang, bro. Bro, he really sent Melzagard flying, bro. Imagine like just a barrage of hits like that, bro. Just bro. Bang heavy with it, bruh. Bang heavy. That's what you need, bruh. When you heavy with it, bruh, that's what you need, bruh. Bang, bro. But Bomb? Bruh. When Goro blocked Super Mouse, bro, and then his shit just... oh, I was like, nigga, what? Oh, shit. Bro, like, I was more excited when he got the whirlwind than when he started using the Watchdog shit. That excited me more than, like, almost most of the shit. It's fucking badass. Bang is up there. Bang is definitely a high dragon. Bomb. I said bomb. Alright, let me just talk about Bang now since I already mentioned him. But I should have talked about them together, but like basically the ferocity of his attacks, as just mentioned, is like the main reason why Bang is gonna be a high dragon. Okay, we'll go back here. We talked about it before. Do you really think Bang could have like fucked up the meteor? I don't know. I don't think so. It's very unlikely to me. But the dialogue, we were supposed to think otherwise, say otherwise, like believe otherwise. So I'm not sure, bro. Like, were we really supposed to believe that Bang was gonna be able to mess with the meteor? If that was to be the case, then just with that feat alone, he becomes High Dragon. Because we can't confirm that because he didn't affect the meteor. We do have to evaluate it, though. So I guess we could entertain a conversation where Goketsu and Bang have a fight, but we didn't really get to see that much more from Goketsu to say that like he'd be able to fight a high S class like that. He fought lower individuals pretty easily, and he's a dragon, a tough one, and everybody hypes him up, including monsters in the story, Orochi, but because he's so large too, such a big size, and Melzagard sent Bang flying. So would it really be crazy to say that like Goketsu could probably send Bang flying? Not to mention that big ass hole that he left there in the stadium. Like, you really think Bang could deflect something like that? Like, sure, for sure he could. For sure he could. But what if he doesn't though? What if he takes that? What if like instead of deflecting it, he has to block it? It was an attack that Goro couldn't deflect. Goro was probably physically at the same point as Bang is, maybe a little bit weaker, maybe a little bit stronger. I'd say a little bit stronger with this conversation with Darkshine. But we saw what Darkshine said about Bang, that even at that point, even at the position that Goro was with Darkshine at that point, that it wasn't anything to Bang. That Bang just continued to flip him and throw him down and just outmaneuver him, and he just couldn't get to him. He couldn't get to him. He didn't get hurt, but he just couldn't get to him. So the only thing that I'll say is that the only thing that holds Bang back is that comment that like he didn't get hurt. Darkshine didn't get hurt. But the fact that he was still able to easily outmaneuver Darkshine, was able to tactically with his brother gravely take advantage in the fight. Quick second. Up against the other centipede before he just molted and came back or whatever. Deflected bombs from overgrown Rover. It was the new Fubuki group that held off Rover. There wasn't anybody else helping. Nobody interfered in the fight. It was them. It was Fubuki assisting them with psychic powers, and then Bang and Bomb maneuvering around and deflecting bombs. Them together with arguably the strongest dragon, literally the strongest dragon that there is. The High Dragon, Rover. The standard, my nigga. We can't have a conversation where Bang is continuously undermined. The same for Bomb. We won't give them the most hype out of everything because, like we said before, like I've been making clear this entire time and in both parts, specific traits and categories have advantages, have larger fields of influence than others do. It's just how it is. A psychic fighter is going to have a better chance against Bang than he is against another psychic fighter. It's just how it is. Evil Eye may give Bang a tougher fight than, I don't know, like some other guy. Whatever it is, like, there are some people that should be able to fight Bang. And they should have the advantage up against him. It's just because he's a strong martial artist and a strong combatant doesn't mean that he has the advantage in every single situation. Even Goro himself, when he fought Genos in his robotics or whatever, he said that, like, this guy's ferocious. Like, this guy's ferocious. People trash Genos all the fucking time. No, Genos is strong. If Genos is ferocious to Goro, Kane is in there too. Like, it's all about the matchup. That's literally it. It's all about the matchup. That being said, let's keep it pushing. We've gone through Bomb, Darkshine, Flashy Flash, and Bang. Now let's talk about the last two dragons. Arguably, possibly the strongest two. Maybe, maybe not. But let's talk about them. Up first, we have Atali Samurai. Yeah, bitch. All right. So, how to present this? So, since we're going to be honest, right? Not biased, we're going to present the information clearly. Atomic Samurai's agility is his principal technique. It could be said that the rest of his traits are lacking, but it doesn't seem to be that way exactly. Tactically and intelligence, he was able to use the corridor that he created by cutting the floor down to fall down and escape from the black sperms to lure them in and then use his focus atomic slash technique, which did happen to work. Attack-wise, he has the fastest agility of attack with his atomic slash technique. And then he amplifies that speed and power with the focus atomic slash. The strongest sword technique that we have so far, and arguably one of the strongest ones that we have so far in the series, because it vaporizes the materials that it hits. Black Sperm, a being that splits in response to sheer force or different kinds of damage, wasn't able to split in time before his cells evaporated. The quickness and the effect of the attack is badass, and that technique is very, very dangerous. Which is why, when you make comparisons with Atomic Samurai and Goketsu or other individuals like that, it becomes difficult to really see a long drawn out fight. It's either Atomic gets beat pretty quickly because they outmaneuver him somehow, or they use some technique to beat through him and he's not the biggest of tanks, or Atomic Samurai is able to deal devastating damage to them that incapacitates them or just kills them outright because of the focused atomic slash. Goketsu, for example, it's not unrealistic to believe that a focused atomic slash on Goketsu's neck would kill him. That's not hard to do in a second. But Goketsu's very, very fast and agile, movement speed and agility. So it all comes down to, as we said before, the matchup, the monster, what they can do, just that situation. With that being said, Atomic Samurai, as I said, focused atomic slash technique is going to be leading him in that category for the attack, and he's going to be leading in a category of agility as well. Their ability, he's not going to be up there that crazily. His ability to hold on to his blade, though, with all that beating, give him a little bit of endurance credit, but Black Sperm's strength in terms of destructiveness is it can vary. He can increase it to that big strong form or whatever, and then wow. look at the flashy sucking. Look at the flashy sucking. But with that being said though, those traits are powerful. They're principal traits. As we said before, speed is a capability that's on the list of traits and categories that you want to have or at least be good in. It's to the top of the list. So he has that in tow. Attack potency's in tow. Intelligence is right up in there. There's not much more to say about Atomic. He's pretty capable. Honestly, there's not many of the dragons that could really just manhandle Atomic. Black Sperm is a perfect matchup for what he got in that presentation because of how he works. It's almost like neutralizing Atomic Samurai's attack capability. That's literally what Psychos did. By sending a Black Sperm, she neutralized Atomic Samurai's attack potency. That shit was gone. It didn't matter how he attacked him. He would just split and get stronger. That was ingenious. And that shows you that yes, Psychos was valuing that. That's just in the real world and in the manga, that's how you really evaluate yourself. It's what your enemies, your competitors really think of you. Because they're the ones that have to compete with you. They're the ones that have to deal with your skill. They're on the receiving end. When you're playing football and you're working out all the time and you're doing your sprints to stay fast and stay fit or whatever. When you're out there on the field and your teammates on the practice field are sitting there taking your blocks or having to sit there and deal with you trying to blitz her. Or, you're sitting there on the outside playing DB and you're sitting there jamming them up. They feel your strength. They feel you staying on their hip the entire time. Your competitors feel how good you do business and stuff like that. Your competitors are a great way to really evaluate how much skill, how strong you are. And Murata and One did that exactly. By having Psychos send these disadvantageous or perfect matchup scenarios to these heroes is telling us what she values of them most, or what she's most afraid of. For Flashy Flash, she had to match his speed. She sent 2 ninjas after him that are speed demons. Demons. For Atomic Samurai, he sent Black Sperm to neutralize his attack capability. Unfortunately, he did get around that to a certain extent, but he can't abuse of that technique, and Black Sperm wasn't out for the count once he revealed that. It's a clear factor. Atomic Samurai revealing the Focus Atomic Slash didn't... It obviously changed the course of the fight, but it didn't make it certain. Now, it's more uncertain than it was before. So, with that being said, let's hop on to the final. The last high dragon that we have so far in terms of the S-Class, in terms of the heroes in general. Child Emperor. What's going on, Holtz? Now, Child was hidden the majority of the story. From chapter 1, I forgot what chapter it was. I want to say something, but we first saw him coming out in the meeting when Boros arrived, but we didn't really get to see action until the monster invasion started. We got to see him take on the Medusa monster. He got help with Pig God, but Child Emperor taking like the lead in the operation was a surprise. I wasn't expecting it. Like, obviously the whole genius thing was there, but he still had to prove himself. He still had to show that he was competent and capable, and he has so far. If not that, then Child Emperor he's probably been the star of the show in terms of the hero side. He not only rescued Waganma, he took down a dragon on his own. arguably the strongest dragon so far. Like I said, arguably the strongest dragon so far in Phoenix Man. That power was crazy. That fight was crazy. It's dealing with another dragon right now in Evernatural Water. Took on G5. He's been all over the place. Like Child Emperor, and he established communication amongst other heroes. He gave them devices. The devices that Child Emperor gave to Tatsumaki are the reason why the heroes were saved just now. So in turn, yes, Tatsumaki did save all the heroes, but it was greatly due to Child Emperor's initial preparations. Once again, leaning out to... Child Emperor has done amazingly this entire arc. And I haven't even mentioned the 2 greatest feats that he has. He's been consistently there the entire time. Yeah, we had that one little like time period in the beginning where he was crying before he brought out Great Giant. Because he was kind of upset with himself that he had to like use his full power so quickly. But that's just a display of like how much he really like... He has a lot of confidence in himself. Like he really thinks well of himself. So if he can believe in his capabilities, then he proves his capabilities. There's not very many reasons to doubt Child Emperor right now, especially with how competent he's been in terms of like just leading and bringing Waganma back in the operation. Now, he encountered a tough opponent. An immortal fire god. Like, not only did he attempt to try and absorb the huge attack, the Emperor Nova, that Child Emperor did, but he survived it. Like, I don't mean to like put hype on the Emperor Nova by saying that like Phoenix Man survived it, but like we all remember the destructiveness of the Emperor Nova. Go reread chapter, I believe it's 99 and 98. It's crazy. It's like, this is Brave Giant. And like, the point of this pen is Phoenix Man. You can see the point of the pen. He was coming at him through the whole cavern or whatever. Flying right at him, like, oh, I'm going to absorb it or whatever. And then he threw an attack that was this big. You remember that right here? This big was the width of the attack. It elongated the hole that was formed there from the top or whatever. Elongated that hole, spread him right out, sent him through the top. Reached the top of the stratosphere and shit like that, bro. Like, I don't know what else they want me to say. Like, he brought down one of the strongest, like, most difficult monsters there are to fight. Like, people complain about Melzigard that, oh, his marbles are too easy of a strategy to figure out if you stay in the fight long enough or if you're a genius. Sure, that's not the case with Phoenix Man. There was previous information that was given to Child Emperor that helped him get to that point. And he's a super genius. He didn't figure it out until multiple times in the fight, and he made two deaths of mistakes. He killed him twice before he figured it out. If you're not as smart as Child Emperor, you're not beating him with less than that effort. That's not happening because you kill him whenever you use strength. So you can be as strong as Blast if you want. Blast will, unless we get information that Blast is smart too. But if Blast is not as smart as Child Emperor, he's gonna kill Phoenix Man more times than Child Emperor would. That's a guarantee. That's you can use story context to derive from that. If you're not using the intelligence, if you're not using the think capabilities that he has, if you don't have the resources that he had, because he used a bunch of different ways to do it too. He was in there fighting the strong dragon the entire time. Child Emperor put in crazy work to deal with this fucking demon god, bro. It's crazy. Not only that, he then revived enemies that were not there. Child Emperor took on 2 more dragons. Yet when the Hellfire arrived and fought him underwater, 2 speed demon dragons that were flying around him using teleportation jutsu, switching around with the dead bodies. He resurrected Mediterranean underneath. Child Emperor incapacitated all of them, all of the subterraneans. He incapacitated all of both the ninjas or whatever. And then he flew out after Phoenix Man and hit him with the Nova. I'm not gonna continue to entertain conversations where Child Emperor has not put in the most work out of all the heroes, and where his fight with Phoenix Man, he didn't put in more effort than most of the heroes have put in so far. Child Emperor has done fucking amazing. The speed of Brave Giant is competent, is good. It's not the fastest thing out there, definitely not, but it's good out. It's strong. The giant fist strike that once again Phoenix Man in his promise room was able to catch at first, throwing 100% boosters on it. Drag that motherfucker down, bro. Down. Darkshine himself. You remember what happened to Garo? When Darkshine hit that tackle, he went, I couldn't deflect it. He flew back. That would happen to Darkshine, and then he'd probably get knocked out with his shit crushed and everything like that. That's what would happen to Darkshine. Yo!